The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
The Cryptid Files is a weekly discussion and debate covering all things cryptid. Mysterious and terrifying creatures are our passion. Join us each week as we bring you groundbreaking interviews and accounts, info from research in the field, as well as data and experiences of our own. From the widely known cryptids to the most strange and obscure, we want to believe. Do you?
It seems to be a swamp monster, a skunk ape type creature, anywhere from 5 feet to 7 feet, that is human looking but covered with hair. There was also reports of people who would camp out or see the creature, and it usually was in an aggressive situation. And it became a major focal point for a lot of the study.
Monster basically seems to fit into the mold of the Bigfoot, that is a furry creature, long arms, shuffling gait, except that it's said to be ape-like.
This creature seems to be about territory, about violence, about aggression, and not so much about a lot of the primate tendencies.
And welcome to the Cryptid Files.
Welcome, welcome.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday. At least I know we are. It's about 80 degrees down here in northern Georgia.
It's nice and warm.
Oh yeah, we got the AC going in the good old apartment.
Looks like winter is finally taking a hike.
Well, at least down here anyways.
Yeah. I hope you all had a really, really good week, though, and that you're hanging in there, everybody. We did. We actually went camping. So.
Yeah. It was kind of last minute, but not really. We went to a local campground, which wasn't bad. So, I mean, we went to Whispering Pines Campground. We'll give a little shout out to them. It wasn't too primitive. But
no, which is, for us, kind of weird.
Yeah, we had electricity and a water supply right there. Not only that, but we had the creek right next to our campsite. So, and you had all sorts of people walking through your campsite, going crawdad fishing.
All sorts of people.
Oh, yeah.
Sorts. Everywhere.
So...
It's like, no, there won't be many people here.
Oh, no, yeah, the guy told me that, too. Yeah. Real nice guy. Shout out to Frank over at Whispering Pines.
And you know what? Yes, I'm so glad that he has, like, an influx of people coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, he's a small business owner, and it's really, really good for him.
Yes.
But, man, with the people.
A lot of people.
Yeah, we were kind of right on top of each other.
Space, but they were nice people. Could have
for
been
the
much
most
worse.
part.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. But, yeah, it was... There was no opportunity, no chance for any sort of cryptid activity or any Bigfoot sounds or anything like that. It was just way too haywire. Too many people, too many residential areas around it. So next time we'll pick something that has a little bit of history to it.
Yeah, just talking to my neighbor. So there'll be some spots that we have that are more rural, and it's primitive camping, you know, right on the creek and everything else.
Hey, wait, who do I remind you of? Ready? I've got to take a sip of my New England coffee.
Ew, the way that swallow was so loud.
I like my coffee like I like my men from New England.
Right.
Right.
What's his name?
The guy that does that?
The guy that does what?
There's a guy who's a podcast guy on YouTube. He always drinks a sip of his Sasquatch coffee before he tells his stories.
Cute.
Yeah, he's always taking a... And it always sounds so good. It makes me want a cup of coffee.
Yeah, right.
So I figured I would entice everyone with some New England coffee.
She's so full of it. Who's got the shovel and the rubber boots?
Well,
go ahead.
I think...
Okay.
I'm just going to shut up. Go ahead.
I think we're both kind of... our sleep pattern last night was off.
Why, you slept?
No. Oh my god! I slept on Mount Everest in the small of my back. last night. The tent was right on top of a hill, it felt very rocky, and it was not comfortable.
That was me. Just teasing. All right, so anyways, let's start the show off by introducing our new cryptid for the week.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce him, since you can say it so well, I can't.
Okay, so there's a lot of contradictions on the way that this particular cryptid is pronounced. A lot of controversy. I have done my research, and I have figured it out. So, it's spelled Mogollon. How would you pronounce that, you say? You probably think you know.
Mogollon. Nope.
I have heard people say Mongolian. I have heard Mogollon. I've heard Mogian. I've heard Mogollon. It is Mogollon.
Mogollon.
The Mogollon Monster from the Mogollon Rim.
From the
in
Pokemon land of Pokemon.
Arizona. So tonight we will be talking about the Arizona Bigfoot, also known as the Mogollon Monster.
Mogollon Monster.
I choose you.
Yeah, you can't catch this one with a Pokeball, so
You could try.
That'd be one damn big Pokeball, wouldn't
you
it?
probably could try.
Oh my God! What if you could catch cryptids that way?
Oh,
I'm
I
so
choose
down.
you.
Sasquatch.
Yes.
I choose you.
Oh my God! Sasquatch would be my Pikachu.
We could fight him.
Oh, Dogman would be my Bulbasaur.
The
I'm so happy.
The
love it.
Mogollon, Pokemon.
You know what? It's pronounced like it looks, except for it's the origin of it is Hispanic, because the Mogollon Rim is actually named after an explorer, or he's either I think he was an explorer, but he is also a man of the cloth of some sort, a saint.
The cloth.
Yeah, but so his last name is Mogollon,
Right.
and so that is what the Mogollon Rim is named after.
Okay, so you would figure that all Bigfoots are pretty much the same. They're really not. They're kind of like, I'm trying to turn my microphone down just a little bit. As far as the physical characteristics go, the Mogollon Monster is reported to be bipedal humanoid, as all Bigfoot, big feets, whatever you want to call them, are. He's just about over 7 feet tall, with inhuman strength and large eyes that some claim to be wild and red. The body is said to be covered with long black or reddish-brown hair, with the exclusion of the chest. So the chest and the face and the hands have skin. The rest of the body has hair. Reports claim it has a strong and pungent odor, again, as most big feet do, or Bigfoot. Described as that of dead fish, a skunk with bad body odor, decaying peat moss, and the musk of a snapping turtle. Put that in a jar and mix it together and let it sit for a week, and that's what it smells like.
Delicious.
You're nasty.
So some of the behaviors. The stories say that the creature is a nocturnal omnivore, very territorial, and sometimes very violent. It is generally reported to walk with wide inhuman strides. Leave behind footprints measuring 22 inches. Yes, ladies, 22 inches.
That's one Bigfoot.
Mimics birds, coyotes, and other wildlife. Emit unusual whistle sounds. Explore campsites after dark. Builds nests out of pine needles, twigs, and leaves.
Nests?
Nests. That's
Yes,
what it
nests.
says.
Whoa, this one has nests?
Well, most Sasquatch are said to build nests.
I thought they had like little lean-to type
Well, you know,
things. He's like,
Well, I think there's a lot of
that's so cool.
there's a lot of speculation on the teepee type structures. So,
Yeah, these things have been known to hurl stones from locations that are hidden from view. The creature has also been said to decapitate deer and other wildlife prior to consumption.
to snap their necks.
In numerous reports, the monster has been said to emit a blood-curdling scream described as sounding like a woman in great distress. Accounts... sorry, I lost it there for a second because I'm trying to be slick.
And I've got some accounts too here in a little bit.
Oh, that scared me.
That's what it sounds like.
That's the Mogollon. It's right outside our door. Oh man, we get lucky every week. These cryptids come. They're either upstairs or
Yeah.
in the other room.
Accounts of the creature regularly describe an eerie silence prior to the encounter. Again, a lot of these behaviors and characteristics are the same for all the creatures, but they look different. There's height. One person reported, and I thought this was kind of funny. This one gentleman says that at 7 feet tall, they approximately weigh 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Which is 3/4 the weight of a regular Bigfoot. His information is incorrect because
it's incorrect.
400 pounds is not 3/4 of the weight of a 10 to 12 foot
No.
Bigfoot because these things weigh 1,500 pounds. It's approximately a quarter, just under a quarter.
An approximation, yeah.
It's a quarter ton.
So that's a lot of weight.
Yes.
That's a lot of yeah, but that's relatively thin for a Sasquatch. So they're not a very beefy.
Skinny legend.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they are. They're the supermodel of Sasquatch.
Kendall Jenner of the Squatch.
So they're really quiet, you say, before.
Yes, right before they do whatever it is that they're going to do, they're pretty quiet.
Sounds like Jason Voorhees.
Ooh, there
off
you
in the
go.
woods. Yeah, we did a marathon. Mini. Oh.
The oldest known documented sighting of the Mogollon Monster was Mogollon, whatever.
Instead of
potato,
the L, it's a
potato.
ya. Not la, ya. Mogollon.
We'll just call him Eminem. How about that? Was reported in 1903 edition of the Arizona Republican, in which I.W. Stevens described a creature seen near the Grand Canyon as having long white hair, matted beard that reached his knees. It wore no clothing, and upon his talon-like fingers there were claws that were at least 2 inches long.
Well, he wouldn't need to wear clothes if his beard was...
That's what I'm saying.
How tall
trying.
is he? Wait, let's
He's
do
7
math
feet
on this.
tall, so that beard
So
would
he's
probably
7 feet
somewhere
tall.
around 5 feet long.
5.5 feet? Easy.
Daggum.
Down to his knees?
Oh, yeah, so that would probably be five at least.
Like one of me.
5.5 feet.
Like one of me.
Yeah, you put
Except-
He's been
a little
working
bit
on
longer.
that,
Right.
man. Props to him.
Yeah, I've been trying.
Now, he's
No
dedicated.
shave forever.
I wonder if he would uses like skunk oil or something in his beard.
Ew. Ugh.
That's probably why it smells so bad.
Well, look.
Upon further inspection, he noted a coat of gray hair nearly covered his body, with here and there a spot of dirty skin showing. He later stated that after he discovered the creature drinking the blood of 2 cougars, so now he's
cougar?
vampiric 2 cougars, not just one.
So this is a Hispanic,
See,
gray and white Mogollon old monster
Sorry.
drinking blood. I wonder if he says, "I don't always drink blood, but when I do,
but when I do, it's from the cougars.
the cougars."
The cougars. It
Most
threatened
interesting
him.
Squatch in the world.
It
Like
threatened
that.
him with a club and screamed the wildest, most unearthly screech.
It had a
It
club.
had a club?
It had a
All
club.
right.
Was that
All
like
right.
It
was it-
definitely had a club, and it sounded like
It sounds
this.
like someone on the front of
It had a club.
on the front of a cereal box.
So did it own a nightclub or was it a club?
I'm sure he wasn't running around with a nightclub.
I mean, anything's possible. Really,
Yes.
I like that one actually.
So that was him eating those cougars.
Ew. Ugh.
So
Stop.
did he eat? You think? Did he eat more? Oh, listen to him go.
Ugh.
He's got it. Like, that's good. Sounds like me eating steak last night, didn't it?
This was you and steak last night.
That was the steak, right?
Yes, that was the steak.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Right.
I like him screaming and mooing.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So good.
Oh, I ain't screaming and I ain't mooing.
You're not a steak. Have I tried to eat you yet?
Oh.
Anyways, to the Mogollon Monster.
Mogollon.
Whatever.
I'm
Mogollon.
gonna keep correcting you.
I'm just
The
going to let her.
Mogollon
Eminem.
Monster.
Eminem.
Look, you
not
have
the
watched-
rapper
You watched.
and not the candy.
You have watched Nacho Libre enough to
Whatever.
understand how you should say Mogollon.
I don't pay attention to Jack Black when he speaks
Oh.
Then why do you watch the movie?
because his actions are funnier.
Oh, never.
All right. Anyway,
So
so
this Mogollon monster.
Yes, let's
and
talk
it's in
about him.
Mogollon Rim. Okay, so the Mogollon Rim, and I've looked up stuff about it, not even with having to do with the Bigfoot that's there. This place is absolutely beautiful, and it's in northwest Arizona,
yes,
not too far from the Grand Canyon actually, and it's
Ponderosa pines.
Yes,
Forest
ponderosa
of the Mogollon Rim.
pines and a lot of scrub. So it's really pretty land. It's beautiful mountainous area, and the rim is kind of a semicircle, and it's all in this area where the Mogollon monsters are said to inhabit. But they're also said to be aggressive. Like
yes,
they can be pretty violent. So
yeah,
this is a leaner, meaner.
Yeah, these things.
Meaner.
Yeah, these things can be pretty violent. You want to stay away from them. They're not like some of the so-called Bigfoot that are around here, or maybe even up north for that matter. It's a 50-50 chance. These Mogollon, or whatever the hell
Nice. You did that good.
See, Mogollon.
See, that's good.
Good job.
The Mogollon Monster is, he's like the ghetto version.
Yeah.
He's pretty ghetto.
He's ready to throw
He's
down.
like shank you and everything else.
Right.
He's
know.
like
Club
the
you.
Pablo
Yeah.
Escobar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And it's also said that
It's gringos, man.
historically that they can
Listen.
they even use tools and things.
Yeah.
There are a lot of carvings out in Arizona, in the desert area that's down, not really desert, the scrub area, kind of where Mogollon Rim is, and there are some carvings that some researchers say could be done. They think they may have been done by the actual Mogollon monster.
Wait, but
So-
when though?
They don't know.
Like,
they're old
because-
carvings.
okay.
They're old, so it would have been. They're old. So,
Are these just like
petroglyphic
cavemen type?
No, they're not.
But they
It
got
sounds
the
like it with the
long-
club and the long.
And yeah.
It sounds like Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
I know you're too young. We're too old.
Yeah.
But so they have a propensity for violence.
So Ma Deb in chat says also sightings on the Apache reservation. Yes, you're correct.
Yes, there are Native American people. Actually, this is a big one for them.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the reservations in Arizona have had a big problem with the Mogollon monster.
Yeah, I was listening to a little YouTube thing on before I got on the show, and they were saying that the sightings on the reservation come from a lot of people that the reservation police or elder natives know these people, and they're known for not causing any. They're really nice people, never
Exactly.
cause any trouble, never make any claims of anything ridiculous, and they're coming from several of these people, and they're like, oh, wait a minute.
Well, and the police take these things a lot more seriously.
Yeah, they do. Did you know some of the reservations, some of them, not all of them, some of them actually have their own investigation unit for these things?
Absolutely,
So
I did know that.
cool.
They
Yeah,
do.
that was
they do
kinda
have-
cool.
They do have units that look into this
Yeah.
because it's so steeped in their culture and their belief.
Okay, well, if they have like a whole,
Unit and
like
stuff, why don't we?
X-Files,
Yeah, right.
Then like why?
Because
who says we don't?
Oh, that's
That's
true.
what I'm saying.
That's
I think
true.
that's what
Why
the
is
Men in
more
Black
like-
for.
Yeah.
But they're not there to serve us with this. They're self-serving.
You're fired.
We do that like 80 times a
Oh,
week.
yeah.
He hates it. But I think it's because we've just gone so far the other direction.
Yeah.
Societally that
For sure.
it's not so much a
It's
part of our
so-
culture anymore, which it
yeah.
should be, which is just
So taboo.
but I was listening to some reports from a woman who is a res police in a certain area. I don't know exactly, what area, but the most hair-raising thing that I could come up with, as far as listening to reports, is one that was very rogue, I guess, a rogue male who was just plain angry. And he was going around like popping heads off of, pets and stuff. But he actually broke into houses and would rip houses apart.
Wow.
There were these certain groups' houses on the reservation that were kind of off by themselves. And one day they found one of the elderly men, parts of him, all over. Some in
Awesome.
the yard, some other places. The house was torn to shreds. They found his torso in the yard, and his head was on the roof.
Wow.
So, there was fair evidence that it was a Bigfoot type creature, a Mogollon Monster. So that's a really pissed off creature. You know, I mean,
I think that's kind of an understatement, to be honest with you.
I mean, that's murder. It's flat out murder.
Yeah, you know what?
I guess.
I mean, I'm going to kind of stomp my foot a little bit and be like, that's so unfair that these creatures can get away with popping heads off of people and not go to jail for it. I mean, honest to God, though, but why haven't these people done something about it?
They tried.
I mean, I guess my ignorant answer would have been, how come they haven't put this damn thing down yet? But I mean,
you know, they actually there were several reports for quite a while, but it was only for a few months. It was there and gone.
Yeah,
and then it just wasn't there anymore. And the tribal police take this stuff very seriously, and they investigated to the fullest extent, and they tried. But what are you going to do? I mean, honestly, what are you going to do? It's something you can't just go and track down.
Look, I guess I could be that ignorant person who doesn't understand and look at it and like, just shoot the damn thing. How high could it be?
They tried. There were attempts to bring it down. There were 2 hunters. Here's a really bad thing.
Shay says if we catch him, we can make a citizen's arrest.
You think?
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we won't even go there.
I'll stab him. I'll stab him right in the forehead. I'll do it.
Check this. So it's the same area.
I'm crazy.
I know you are. It's the same area, actually, and there were 2 hunters who were camping.
Isn't there always? It's always 2 hunters and camping.
Yeah, they were camping and hunting by the river, and they were also, their bodies were actually found.
What happened to their bodies?
Probably got ripped apart.
But details.
Basically
arms
torn
and
limb
legs
from
pulled
limb.
off, heads pulled off. Yeah, they're dismembered.
Yeah.
Imagine walking up on that.
You know, that's really interesting because that reminds me, Anna. It's up in.
I walk up on that, you're gonna hear me go like this.
Up in Alaska, there's a town, and it was primarily a fishing town, and a lot of the native people there worked in the cannery. It was a cannery there, and they worked in the cannery right off the river. But these people started disappearing, and not only were they disappearing, they were being ripped to shreds. And this reminds me very much of that. Wow. They ended up shutting down the whole town, and the cannery went out of business because nobody would work there.
Right.
And the native people got paid very well to work at this cannery.
Well, yeah.
And I'll have to look it up again. I mean,
that's like my job down here.
Yeah,
you get paid very well because you're the only big job in the place.
Imagine everybody leaving because something was coming in there and killing all you guys. So that's what was happening.
The only thing that would kill us is tree huggers.
Yeah, it's true.
But
they'll get over it.
Yeah, they will.
They can hear the screams of the logs as they pass through. All the saws just begging for mercy. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a couple of them are going.
And then some of them are doing the other one.
What other one?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what happens if Sasquatch finds a tree hugger.
He's gonna eat them. Yeah.
He does that all the time.
That noise is just too much.
Just like,
you know what it sounds like?
Just like the Tiger King.
Sandpaper rubbing up against it. You know how you twist it in a tube and you just start.
I don't know. It sounds like Dog Man chewing on a leg to me. But yeah, so cases of Sasquatch type creatures, beings. There are cases where these things are violent, and there are cases where these things do hurt, harm, kill people.
This thing almost sounds like some sort of, and I'm sure people have said it before, or theorized about it being some sort of super soldier gone rogue, or.
But I think that they're so. Yeah, you mean like within the species itself?
No, it's been
or like
created.
The whole of them. No, see, I'm gonna have to. In my opinion, I don't agree with that as far as Sasquatch goes because 200, 300 years ago, these things were in the culture of Native Americans.
Well, right. So that's what I was going to get at is they've been seen 2, 3, maybe even
more
longer than before Jesus Christ was born, before he had his birthday.
Yeah.
He's been seen, you know, and
we had no government.
Giant people have been seen, hairy and everything
Nephilim.
else. Yeah, Nephilim.
Some people say.
Gigantopithecus.
Which
has been seen not far back.
Yeah, but if you look at renderings of Gigantopithecus and the bone structure, as far as the bones that have been found, it looks nothing like what a Sasquatch looks like.
Okay, but
so to me, that theory is just so far out.
They didn't have razor blades back then, so the dude couldn't shave. All right, I mean,
well, that's understandable, but yeah, but their makeup is completely different from what a Sasquatch. Every Sasquatch account, it's just nothing like it.
No, it's not. I mean, description and physical attributes, I guess, are pretty much almost all the same.
And their Jason Voorhees stalking abilities. Yeah. I bet you. Jason. So, I bet you, if you're running away from a Sasquatch in the woods,
you're not.
You're not.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like Jason. It's just like Jason Voorhees. When do you see that some bitch run?
I mean, all he's got to do is a little...
Now, look, I'll give it to you. The first 2 movies, he did run. He ran like Forrest Gump after me.
Well, I mean, after you get hit with all sorts of bullets and bats and cars and...
You're not running very far.
You ain't running very far.
By the third movie, he was walking. He was confident.
This dude learned how to teleport. He got a unicorn horn.
I don't know what he does, but I bet you Sasquatch does the same thing.
Maybe he can fly.
I'll catch him.
Yeah.
No, but you know my theory about trees. You know that.
They grow.
Lord help me. Ooh. You know my theory about trees, that these things can use trees as a means of getting themselves from point A to point B.
Yeah, just like an ape.
Yes, the
just
canopy.
Like an ape.
Except so much better than an ape, though. So
much better.
How do you know?
Because look how agile
on
they are.
a larger scale.
Look how quiet they are.
Yeah, but how do you know? Have you seen one do it?
Okay. Now, I know you're going to poo-poo the shit out of this.
And I'm asking, hey,
okay.
Did I just poo-poo,
no,
people in the audience, did I just poo-poo anything? I asked a question.
Okay, so this is the debate side of the show. This happens sometimes. He did not poo-poo it. That is true. Now, I have shown him this video. This video is near and dear to my heart. And to me, it is extremely compelling. And it is where I get some of my information that I have of the ability of Sasquatch. Okay.
Talking about Patty?
No, not Patty. See, there's one that's so compelling, and I'll have to get it, and we'll have to put it up on the page. But there is a video of a guy running his ass off toward the camera.
I know this
He has taken high strides through some deep grass, and that guy looks like he's about to die.
It's so funny.
His eyes are huge, and he is booking. And then right behind him, from right to left, you see this big...
gorilla.
It is not. That is not a gorilla. You see this big thing. First of all, I've got this argument right here.
I'm not really going to argue it because I don't remember what movie video you're talking about.
Well, you've told me. Okay, so... It comes out of the tree line. And by the way, gorillas do not live in the United States. Okay, so this is a grassy field. There are tree lines on the left and right. So this thing comes hauling butt out of the tree line from the right. Starts off on all fours. And then gets up to 2 legs running just as fast. And it is freaking massive. You can see the long arms, you can see the jumps, and it takes no time at all for this thing to clear that field and get to the other side and get in. And this guy's scared. This guy is visibly scared. To me, it's a very compelling video.
It's entirely too big to be, and usually I'm on neutral ground with this kind of stuff, but it is entirely too big to be a gorilla.
But as seamlessly as this thing goes from all fours, from quadrupedally to bipedally, and never losing any speed is ridiculous. It was extremely smooth. The running, you know how a gorilla runs and they kind of shake, and when they run, it's kind of awkward, and even on all fours. This was as smooth as it was, just so smooth. It was crazy. And to me, I mean, if it can do that, I mean, it could go from ground to like canopy easily with no effort. I mean, so that's my take on it. I think that it could. They're really able to. Plus, we've talked about this before too. The whole spider crawl thing.
Ugh.
They have so many different ways
So creepy.
to, to just
Get around.
Yeah, to get around. They have so many different ways to do that. It's kind of creepy.
It is.
The whole spider crawl thing, though, that has me done up.
On the tips of your fingers and
Like
your toes.
this. Ugh. And then just... I don't think they're just doing this. They're
what I
kind of...
imagined.
Yeah,
Like
like on the
Tom and Jerry.
cartoons, yeah. But so...
Like this, people at home, can you see me do this?
But, I mean, to me, that's a compelling video. And I'll show you later. We're going to repost it.
No, I remember it now.
You do?
Yeah.
It's so funny. The guy's just, he's high stepping.
The guy is scared. The guy is terrified. And not only that, in this video, he says that there were 2 of them, not just one. So he saw one in the tree line, and then the other one took off running. I'd be scared too. That thing had to be. And this thing looks big. It could be upwards of 9 feet. I mean, seriously, that's big. That's big. Big shoulders. The whole.
Oh yeah,
man,
big
getting
boy.
excited just thinking about it. I know what's coming next. Wait for it.
All right, we're going to take a little break. We're going to get some more coffee, and we'll be right back in a moment. So enjoy this song. And welcome back.
Welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody in chat.
What is going on?
Hope you guys are having a good Saturday night.
So let's give a little shout out.
Yes, let's.
J. Ron, Matt, Shay, Mama Deb. Who else we got in there? I'm kind of scanning through real quick, so if I missed you, stick your hand up so I can see you. And listen, and you talk about me putting my phone next to the equipment.
Yeah, Mom.
Shh. Yeah, right.
It's
I know, I can hear it. My air conditioning is our fourth guest, our fourth host.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so as we were talking about the Mogollon,
Just go shut it off.
Yeah.
Just switch it to off.
Yeah, that's our ghost.
Where it says heat or cool, just switch it to off.
But so seriously though, I don't know. It's just I really do feel strongly that these things are very much more mobile than we think they are, like able to cover ground quickly. But anyway, I did make a mistake about the Explorer. It was the governor of New Mexico in 1703 to 1714, I think, and his name was Ignacio Mogollon.
See?
And they actually named an invasive plant that kills the ponderosa pines the Mogollon, and it is mistletoe. So, fun fact, that is what the Mogollon Rim is named after. I guess they do not want the Mogollon plant in the
I guess
area.
not.
So, there's that. It's interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Not really, but, I thought I'd throw it in there since I made a boo-boo. Who we got in chat, by the way?
Well, we got Shay, J. Ron, and Matt. That's all I can see right now.
Hello, guys.
What's up, J. Ron? I see you. Matt, Shay, like I just said. I'm looking and I don't see anybody else.
If any of you guys have an interesting cryptid you'd like to hear us talk about, please put it in chat. We'd like to know what you think.
I do know there are some people out there that listen but don't talk in chat. One of them is one of my teammates from Massachusetts from Unexplained Paranormal Mass. What's up, Dave, if you're listening? LD.
What it is, dude.
We miss you, LD.
I need somebody to hold the flashlight for me, though. There's a long story behind that.
Long beam, too.
Yeah. Well, don't blow his head up any more than it already probably is.
You know him in that lighthouse, Lou.
Yeah.
Speaking of lighthouses,
Mom,
this week I'm gonna single out our wonderful host, Lily. She was looking at job applications or places that were hiring this week, and she came across one. She's like, lighthouse keeper, but we don't have lighthouses in Blue Ridge.
Lighthouse keeping,
and I was like, what? Wait, no, we don't, Lily.
Put me on blast.
And then she's like, oh, okay, no,
what
we
am
have
I
cabins.
supposed to think?
Lighthouse keeping.
Okay.
Light housekeeping.
Hold on.
It's spelled the same way.
L-I-G-H-T.
It's spelled like I'll give it to you.
O-U-S-E.
Yeah.
It's keeper.
And lighthouse keepers are a thing.
Yeah, a lighthouse
I'll give it
keeper.
to you, but it's just
not a lighthouse keeper.
It's the space between the light and the house.
But
makes all the difference.
Like the space in between her two ears.
No. Okay, look, that's
I'm here
not
all
fair.
week, folks. I'm here all week.
Okay, but listen.
You're gonna come out with something.
Darren, we're talking about the
Hello,
Mogollon
Darren.
Monster, which is pretty much a Bigfoot, but it's out of the Mogollon Rim in Arizona.
He's a pro. Listen to him say that.
I have to pronounce it correctly because if I don't,
I'm the pronunciation police.
I'll get beat down by the grammar Nazi.
He is so he speaks to me as if I'm such a just a slave driver.
Listen, this lady got a set of friggin' handcuffs, a taser, and a nightclub. All right, and you're just gonna
like Bigfoot.
Yeah,
a nightclub.
Yeah,
they didn't know Bigfoot ran a nightclub. Wonder what it's like.
He has a day club and a nightclub.
Yeah, he does.
One during the day and
that's
one
right.
during the night.
You know what his nightclub's called? The Cave.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because he has it in a cave. It's
okay.
cryptid humor, people. Come on.
Funny.
Laugh track.
I don't have it.
Oh, crap. We don't have a laugh track.
Yeah, well, you picked out all the effects. I mean,
Then
this is. Listen. This is what I got. Listen.
I picked the effects, and I don't even get to use
All right.
them.
I probably picked this one. Wait a minute. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
He picked it.
And then I probably picked this one. It's playing. Hold on. Giant footsteps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then you pick this one. Hold on.
That's a good one. I'm being eaten by a cryptid.
Now,
Scream.
which one was it?
It's universal.
I thought it was this one, but you say it's this one.
I don't know.
Was it that one or was it this one?
That one.
This one? Mm-hmm. All right. So I know we're talking about the Mogollon Monster, but we're also talking about it's pretty much Bigfoot. So we did tell a story once of Cindy and I being out in the woods at night, like a couple of idiots looking for these whatever it is.
We love to do that.
And we come up that hill, and believe it or not,
That hill over there.
Yeah, down yonder,
Out of the holler.
down there a piece.
We were coming out of the holler. We were.
Yeah, at the holler, whatever. Anyways, and all of a sudden we hear this.
Yes, we did.
Now, it was, what, January when we heard it?
No.
December?
November.
Whatever. And that's what we heard.
That is what we heard.
We noped right out of there.
I noped right out of there.
Well, she
and y'all
did.
know,
I was
y'all
like,
heard
wait a
the
minute.
story.
Wait a minute. Don't run. I want to see what it is.
No, we're running.
I'm that typical white guy.
That is the you should not be here growl. And I lost my nerve, and I was up that hill and out of that holler so fast. I speed walked,
Sure.
speedily walked.
But I personally thought it sounded like this.
Well, I bet. No.
Well, you
then I would
quiet
have
so
just.
the people at home can hear it.
Yeah, Mom. Jeez.
You too.
Well, see, now I'm not on your side anymore.
And no, I'm not going to be quiet.
I'm trying to play a few people at home, and they're just not letting me do it.
If I'd have heard that, I'd have fallen over. Just done. That'd be it. I'd gone into some sort of shock, and you'd have had to carry me. I had to drag me by my hair or something. No, it was definitely a very low guttural, like that kind of.
That was good. Good
Hey,
job.
thanks. I've been working on my cryptid imitations.
So yeah, that was what we heard. And meanwhile, my ankles are sounding like this as we were walking up the hill.
Ew.
He's behind me, babe.
Slow down.
babe.
Slow down.
He sounded like a semi-automatic. babe. It was quite an interesting. And the thing is, we actually got it on audio,
A video, actually.
but we did not hear the growl. I bet Mogo growls like that. We're gonna call him Mogo.
Mogo, that's cute.
Mogo.
Yeah, and it makes him
Aw.
sound all cute and innocent. He's
Maybe just
not.
hug
He's
him.
not. He's a killer.
He's stinky, too.
Stinky killer. That's
Yeah,
the worst kind.
Yeah,
It
Darren,
is.
it kind of does sound like a lion, but there's no. I mean, there's mountain lions or cougars, whatever you'd
Oh
like
no,
to call
they
them,
don't
but
sound like that.
they don't sound like that.
No, not even close. No, this was so deep. It was like it hit you like a.
Yes,
like a
Darren.
wall.
So this is more vicious than the regular Bigfoot. This guy is pretty territorial. He's pretty deadly.
And I think that varies with the regional thing. You know, especially in the United States.
Well, I mean, look at it. Look at it this way too, right? The Apache are out that way.
Exactly.
Now, if I remember correctly, and people, I am all for correcting me if I am wrong. But, unless I have the facts, this time I do not. But weren't the Apache Indians...
Warriors.
Yeah, they were pretty crazy.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Because of how they had to... You know, and that's interesting. Maybe it is a regional thing because it's a harsh environment.
Yep.
So they have to really fight for their land, their food, their water.
Right to party.
Their right to party, too. So they have to be more aggressive. I don't
Right.
know if that's necessarily the case with the Sasquatch, but maybe it is. Maybe he has to be more territorial because maybe that's why they're leaner. Because they have to... fight more for their food sources and their water
Maybe.
and all those things. It's interesting. It looks pretty lush, but I'll have to look up the area and see what sort of wildlife
Darren asked, do you have a special bullet to kill it?
A big one.
Yeah.
That's
a heavy
special
caliber.
enough. I don't know, because
yeah.
don't you think that if that were the people there would be people who would have put one down more often?
Yeah, Darren, the characteristics of this particular Bigfoot, approximately 7 feet tall, an average of 400 pounds, 22-inch footprint. They're leaner. They have hair all over their body minus their face, chest, hands, and feet.
Mm-hmm. It's sparse there.
Yeah.
Matt says a 50 cal silver.
A 50 cal.
I don't think it has to be silver. He's not a werewolf.
Yeah, I think a 50 cal will slow it down.
I think it would slow it down or maybe stun it.
Or if you got a headshot.
The only accounts I've ever heard of anything such as a Bigfoot or a dog man, something that big being put down or taken down, is a semi. A tractor trailer semi.
And I remember one story you told me about the guy who shot a dog man, it was a dog man.
It was a dog man.
With a shotgun slug. Now, shotgun slug is approximately, and I'm no expert, approximately a 58 caliber slug, and that's a decent sized slug.
Very decent.
I mean, it's at least the diameter of a quarter.
Right.
And it blew a pectoral muscle off, and it kept going.
It kept freaking going, running beside a cat, a side-by-side, 45 miles an hour on bipedally and keeping up.
I thought it was quadrupedally.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
Both. No, quadrupedally.
Probably started off quad,
I think it kind of went back and forth, but because it reached with its hand and tried to stop them, like grabbing... Yeah. And that's when they realized it had a hand.
She's like trying to grab me right now.
And that's when they realized it had a hand. Any excuse to touch you, babe. And not a paw.
Ew.
So, yeah, that's freaking frightening. And that was in upstate New York, by the way. That was up in the Adirondacks.
Right.
Where that happened, which is a really crazy story.
I'm going to put this guy out there without putting him out there. There was a guy on YouTube. I don't remember his name. I really don't. But
we're not even going to.
He... just Google the Mogollon.
Ooh. Say it again.
Mogollon.
Nice.
Mogollon Rim Monster or Mogollon Monster. And anyways, you'll figure out what I'm talking about. This guy's got a generator running in the background. He's making all sorts of noise. And we've listened to enough podcasts and enough Sierra Sounds and Ron Moorhead and Bob Gimlin. And anyways.
In fact, how much have we listened to it?
Huh?
How much have we listened to this Sierra Sounds?
A lot.
So much so that when I listen to it or bring it up, what do you say?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I have no idea.
You say his name.
All right. This is what he says. This is what I say.
Ron, I hope you're listening.
Oh, Ron Moorhead. You want Moorhead?
That's what he says every single time. Every single time.
I love you, Ron Moorhead.
We do love you, Ron.
Ron, I actually, if you're listening, Ron Moorhead, I do love you, dude. I bought tickets to see you down here at Expedition Bigfoot, and then the Corona.
Canceled. Oh my gosh!
So if you're coming back down here, Ron,
I'm front row center, dude. Front row center.
Give us free tickets,
and you have to sign Quantum Bigfoot because I've got the book.
As much as I joke around about this and give her a hard time about it, even on the radio, when we're out in the field, it's a different story. I'm serious.
He is.
I'm very
serious. Is. So you were talking about we have listened to, and I have listened to the Sierra Sounds in depth.
Yes.
And broken them apart and listened to people analyze and read the Quantum Bigfoot book, and this is something that's been like a central part of my study. So
we're watching this YouTube channel, her and I'm in the other room, and she's playing it. She says, listen to this. I can't believe it. Listen. So I stopped, and I said, it's fake. She goes, but you always say that. I said, no. Listen to the whooping sound. She started listening to the whooping sound. She's like, oh, my God, you're right. This guy took Ron Moorhead's
the Sierra
Sounds
he
and
took snippets.
Played it either during his recording or edited in afterwards.
And not to mention, he was running he was sitting right beside a noisy generator.
But anytime he heard the whooping, It was next to the generator.
It was next to the generator. And it is so obviously, and everybody's going to know what I'm talking about. If you're familiar with the Sierra sounds, the part where they're going, whoop, doing that.
Yep.
You're going to hear it.
And then you hear
and
them
then
go,
Ron,
yeah,
the samurai chatter. But Ron actually, I think it's Ron that actually tries to respond and does this waha kind of thing.
Yeah, he does. Ron kind of copies them a little bit.
He tries to copy them. And this is the part that he decided to pull out of the Sierra Sound recordings and use in his jacked up Mogollon Monster video.
Yeah.
And I called him out on it. John called him out on it. He was.
Oh yeah, I couldn't help myself.
I was a little more. I was nicer about it, and I wish I hadn't been. But I try to be nice.
Yeah.
It's just one of my.
I mean, listen. This goes for anybody in the field, even me, myself included. You're always going to catch scrutiny no matter what you do.
But at least be honest about it.
Listen, don't try to take something that's so well known and put it in your own damn video and claim it as your own.
You know, obviously this guy is not very adept at the cryptid field. And
obviously not, because his whole YouTube channel was fucking shit. And, that's all he kept saying. Listen to this fucking shit. And he kept calling it monkey sounds instead of.
So essentially, yeah, instead of Sasquatch or cryptid sounds.
Yeah.
So essentially, we can probably deem that any of his videos have sound that is yanked from some other video.
And he calls it a monkey sound. He's the only monkey.
Now, here's the thing. If you listen to the Sierra sounds, nothing in it sounds monkey, honestly. It does not.
No, I mean...
That's the last thing you're going to think of.
And for those that don't know, the Sierra sounds came from the Sierra Mountains.
We should put a link on the Georgia Paranormal page.
Yeah, we might have to just do a show on the Sierra Sounds.
Oh my gosh, can we do that?
Yes, we can.
That sounds cool.
I'm so excited.
Just so you guys can understand what we're talking about, because some people know it, some people don't.
It is so fascinating, and there's been so much research into these things.
Yeah.
I'll tell more about it. I'll keep it, because right now I just want to burst.
Welcome back, Darren.
Yes, welcome back. I want to burst with information right now, but I won't.
Just save it.
Yes, I'm going to save it for the show, because I'm so excited. So that'd be a great show to do. That would really be a good show.
Oh, hey, I kind of want to give a shout out to a friend of mine. I was just talking to him yesterday. I want to give a shout out to Chris over at the Venomous Fringe.
Yes.
Yeah, he was just talking to him yesterday, and he really likes what we do. He's a follower of.
You know what? I love what he does too.
Yeah.
He's an inspiration, and I absolutely love his podcast so much. Yep. I love it.
Keep it up, buddy. Good stuff.
I'm a big, huge fan.
Yeah, sometimes we listen to a show to find out what we can on certain info. So
I was wondering where you were going.
Yeah. And I was just talking to him last night.
Whew. Make me wipe.
How many videos of this exist? You know what, Darren? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take what we talked about tonight, and I'm going to try and find some links, and I'll post it in either on Paranormal Buzz Radio Facebook page, or I'll post it on my Unexplained Georgia page,
or on both,
and
also maybe on the not Twitter, but on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Which one is he talking? Is he talking about the Mogollon?
He's Which one are you talking about? The guy with the BS sounds, or
Faker?
Or are you talking about the cryptid in general?
Or the Sierra Sounds?
Shut it.
Because we got the info. We like to dig that up. I like to dig that up. You can ask John, because a lot of nights when he comes...
I already know what she's going to say. A lot of nights when I come home, that phone or whatever she's playing the podcast on is still going at 4 o'clock in the morning.
And I'm dead asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm hoping that my brain will, absorb it while I'm sleeping. And, I don't know. I don't know if it works, because...
Cryptids in general, Darren, there's... I mean, for the most part, you got Dogman. You got Bigfoot.
Many different Bigfoots. There's different types.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different kinds of... I mean,
this goes so deep.
It's a rabbit hole you could get lost in, if that answers your question, Eddie.
And Dogman, if you're not familiar with Dogman, it is extremely interesting.
I mean, there's not too many on Mothman, the Dover Demon,
but they're interesting,
or the Jersey Devil. But if you want to learn about Bigfoot, there is a ton.
Yeah, the just sightings alone are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of sightings.
Bigfoot and Dogman. There is a lot.
Oh, yeah, on both of them.
Yep.
And also, if you want some information, if you go, like we were saying, go to YouTube. If you look up the Venomous Fringe, you'll find information. Yeah. If you look up Dogman Encounters Radio with Vic Hundiff, you'll find information. There are so many resources. You can do Bigfoot Outlaws Radio. Yeah. And those guys actually go out in the field a whole lot and do research. So those are 3 interesting, even if you don't believe, it's just interesting to look into.
So, yes, Darren, these things do have a different call than the Bigfoot. I mean, for the most part, they each have their own language, just kind of like we have our own language.
Yeah. I mean, from what Ron Moorhead and his friend
she does, Matt.
discovered
Lauren
and
Coleman.
recorded, they do have a language.
Yep.
Which is so crazy.
Kind of like how different native tribes have their own. You know, you have Algonquin. You got what's another? The only one I can think of is Algonquin, and that's a northern kind of native.
Oh, you have Cherokee,
Apache, Cree. Yeah, you got all sorts of different languages. So they assume that these things have their own kind of language, just like they actually supposedly have their own little tribes and clans or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, there's so much speculation, but there's so much information to dig up. For something that doesn't exist, there sure is a whole damn slew of information about these things.
And it's not always called Bigfoot. You got Mogollon, you got
Nununui. Yeah, Nununui, Falk Monster, Beast of Bray Road,
Skunk Ape,
Swamp Ape.
I had to get one in.
Let's see. You have, of course, Sasquatch. You've got Orang Pendek. You have...
Yes, Darren.
Oh, my gosh. I could go... There are so many.
Darren says, I hear there are baby Bigfoots out there and old fart Bigfoots. Yes.
Yes. We were speaking of an old fart Bigfoot earlier. Actually, someone who had a sighting, one of the earliest sightings, there was a sighting of a white and gray Mogollon Monster with a beard that was down to its knees.
Yep.
So that's quite interesting. They do come in different colors.
Black, gray.
You see a
white.
lot of dark, gray, white, and possibly with the seasons change.
Yeah, brown and black or reddish is kind of the common colors.
Yes, orange, kind of like blonde even. Anywhere from jet black to white, anything in between. There's a lot of variation in the color, even in the same tribe. So, I mean, just like us, they vary.
Yeah, and the average Bigfoot is 7 feet and up. This Mogollon Monster is approximately, on an average, 7 feet tall.
Very lean. Some
of these other Bigfoot, like the ones from on the East Coast, I can speak about anyways. From the East Coast, from Florida on up, you get anywhere between 7 to 15 feet tall and weigh an average of 1,000 to 1,500 pounds.
Yes, and out on the Northwest, they are, and up into Canada, they're pretty big.
Yeah,
I think they're not as aggressive.
Right.
In Georgia, we have kind of a mix. I think there are accounts of them being slightly aggressive in the Southeast and in Texas especially, too.
From what we've experienced, I would say there is a mixture of aggressive and non-aggressive.
I would say that.
Yeah, and then I would also think that there's kind of like a neutral, one that sits on the fence line.
Well, yeah, you'd have to have that.
Yeah.
At least you'd hope.
Yeah.
I think if you didn't, they'd all be running amok.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the theory, there's also a theory, too, that maybe they're a juvenile. Like a rogue juvenile male who's not quite grown, but he's big enough to do damage.
Right.
And you know how hormones can be,
So Darren was saying, I was listening to another podcast where this guy was looking for a Bigfoot and collects its shit for DNA process. Let me tell you something about Bigfoot's shit. It's just as rare as he is, okay?
How do you know that?
Oh, my God. I'm not using the term that way, okay? And we're not going to get into this argument. I'm not going to have this argument. But what I'm saying is, he's the hide-and-seek champion of the world. It's not like he's out and about. Hey, guys, how you doing? I got my mask on.
I know, but the only thing rare about Bigfoot is his ass when he's sweating. I'm sorry.
The what?
So, anyways.
Rare. Bigfoot.
Yeah, okay.
No, there are way. Okay, we won't have that discussion because I feel completely differently.
If you go to the Bigfoot Museum in Cherry Log, Georgia, they have a cast of Bigfoot shit.
A cast, not
And
the
it's
actual poop.
Not the actual poop, but...
And John argues with me that he can take a poop that long, and I have to disagree. I do not
very
think you can
unhealthy.
They
shit
make
4 feet.
stuff that you can drink that will probably clean your ass out.
But it's going to be a puddle. It's not going to be a big,
Oh, no.
long, nice,
Well, at first, it's going to be nice and
cohesive.
firm.
But that for 3.5 to 4 feet.
You never
of
know.
Nice and firm.
You never know.
Three.
Maybe the guy ate cheese.
What kind of cheese?
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. This is obviously completely not.
Maybe
Human.
he ate plaster of Paris.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Anyway, there is a cast. It's
Yes,
interesting.
there is
We're
a
not gonna
cast
say
in the Expedition Bigfoot Museum. By the way, love you guys. David and Melinda.
Best place in the
Give me a
world.
job, please.
I'm gonna pimp them every week because they are amazing,
Yeah.
wonderful
Yep.
people, and yes, and what they
Lincoln Log
do.
of Champions. Love
Yes.
it, Matt. I love it.
Been eating his Wheaties, but it's an amazing place. He's done a
whole lot
wonderful
of fiber.
job. It's not a campy kind of place, and it's not just a whole bunch of casts on a wall. Although there is a cast of a Bigfoot booty, and it's the
Yes.
cutest thing
Thick.
you've ever seen. Cutest thing ever.
4 C's.
So, anyways, this poop is 3 feet long, dude.
3 feet long.
And I don't know, man. It's my forearm
But-
wide.
But I mean, come on. If we don't see him all the time, his scat is not going to be all over the place. They're not going to go just pooping in the woods. They're smarter than that, I think.
Maybe they
What are they
dig
going
a
to use? An
hole.
outhouse or a toilet?
No, I'm not saying that.
What are they going to dig a hole?
I'm saying they have a
I mean,
place,
maybe-
a specified place away from everything where they
got
do that.
Dumping grounds.
And if maybe, and if you look, how quickly does feces break down? Very quickly.
I don't know.
So where are
Fairly.
you going to find it?
I'm not going to hang around.
Then
to
why are you
watch
going to
it.
find it? Why, you're not.
Yeah, scat. That's usually what they do call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I call just about any poop that I see that comes from a predator.
If it's
Scat.
in the woods, we call it scat.
I
Because
call it poop. Because
well,
it's funnier.
I call it scat because I don't
Yeah,
know.
scat. That is the technical term for it. Yes.
Yes, it is. So, but I don't know. I don't think you're going to find his poop just laying
No,
around
I
everywhere, willy-nilly.
really don't. I really
No,
don't.
because look, they're even good at disposing of whatever's left over of
Even
the,
their
of
own-
the animals.
their own
They
dead
might
bodies.
Eat it. I know exactly.
They might eat
But again,
their
we don't know
dead
this
loved
for sure.
ones.
People say that, but they say, well, "Why haven't we found a body by now?" But these things are so their territory is so big. And how often do you find dead elephants? That's another point I want to bring
I don't
up.
know. I ain't in Africa.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't find dead elephants too often unless it's poached, unless they're
Right,
poached, because
right.
elephants go a certain place to die. And a lot of times they don't find elephant graveyards.
Or what if they live like elephants do? What if the Sasquatch
That's what I'm
lives
saying.
for a
Yeah, they
real long
they
time?
probably go to an area close by where there's predators.
possibly, or
You know what
just
I mean?
curl
I
up
mean,
in a
there's no
ball
telling.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, I'm not saying that proves anything. What I'm saying is, you can't
Yes, Darren, that's a
you
rabbit
can't
hole.
disprove it just because you can't find bodies. You can't, because large predators in the woods are often not found. They're just not. Bodies of large predators in the woods are just not found very much.
This is true.
It's just not. It doesn't happen. So, I mean, I could argue these points all night long.
I mean, I see what you're saying because you
But-
don't find just dead cougars
No, you don't.
laying around.
And how
everywhere.
often do you see a cougar?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Go
Yeah.
ahead, John. Your turn.
Nah, never mind. I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
Oh man. Oh man. I sound
Does
like
the
Elvis.
thing
didn't I?
have an arch enemy? If I was going to say that Bigfoot of any breed, I guess, had an arch enemy, I would say it's Dogman.
Dogman.
Yeah, kind of like vampires and werewolves, you know.
Yeah. Dogman, yes. I've actually heard some podcasts
I mean-
where their accounts.
I would also say that some other large, normal, we'll just say normal, predatory animals.
Aminals.
Aminals. I'm just going to say that. Animals could possibly be Bigfoot's arch enemy.
Well, I mean, I'd have to
Some
find one.
wolves,
Oh shoot, he could pop his head off and just suck his guts right
Like
out.
a crawfish.
Like a crawfish, yes, exactly. I'm sorry. I just don't think he has any predators. There are no. He is an apex creature, and I really don't think he's just a creature though. But we'll talk about that at a later date. I feel like there's a whole lot more.
He's not human.
No, he's not human. But I don't think he's. Anyway, he's a being. We'll just say that. That sounds good to me. We'll just say he's a being. I know we're both like really not wanting to go down this. We're not wanting to go down this road because we would be here probably a long time if we did. Let's not open up that can of worms. But yeah, I mean, as far as evidence goes, I really feel like there's more evidence to support the idea than to disprove it.
Indeed.
I really do. Really vital evidence.
She's trying to get me to debate with her,
No.
and I'm not doing it.
The subject is closed. It's closed. I actually have, I think, a Mogollon Monster account.
Okay.
So we're gonna check this out without having to make noises that are unnecessary. Okay, so it says I don't have the exact dates, however, around the late 60s or 70s, I went up to Shadow Rim Girl Scout Camp. You know what's interesting? Doesn't it seem like there are a lot of Bigfoot encounters around Girl Scout and Boy Scout camps?
Okay.
I mean, I've read that a lot and heard it a lot.
I've heard it from you multiple times.
Do you think it's the children that are trying
maybe the innocents?
The
maybe
food.
They either want to eat it or like...
Yeah.
Or the food.
Yeah.
You know?
There's one story about a girl one time who came into contact with a Bigfoot that wasn't too big. So they think it might have been a juvenile, but she was so scared. She was at camp and there were other people all over the place standing around. But she was so scared, instead of running away from it, all she could do is train her eyes on it, and she ran it in circles. She ran circles around it several times before she had the presence of mind to run away. And she said it just watched her run in circles. Can you imagine being that scared?
Oh, yeah.
That's freaking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, okay, so get back into this. So it's a Shadow Rim Girl Scout camp with a troop, and there were about 30 to 36 girls and 4 adults. We stayed in the lodge and mess hall, and after dinner, we were doing some Girl Scout stuff and getting ready to go into our sleeping bags when something started happening outside about 8 or 9 p.m. that scared all the girls, and they were screaming. The 2 men with us, the leader's husbands, went outside to see what was going on. Myself, I thought the girls, silly girls, could just be screaming at a deer or elk. The guys came back in and said whatever it was gone. Late during the night, I decided I was going to get up early about the crack of dawn and go over to Chase Creek and see if it was iced over so I could ice skate in my tennis shoes. That's not a good idea. As a mother, I do not approve. The next morning, I went to the creek by myself and was skating around and slipped and fell. While I was getting up, I looked behind me kind of with a quick glance, and I thought I saw a big, hairy monster. When I looked again, it was gone. So I started skating a little bit more, then thought I'd better get back to the lodge, because if I did see something, it might get me, and I thought everybody would be looking for me. Let's see. I can't find it. Hold on just a second. Okay, so basically, the next morning, her and 4 other girls went to the creek, and however, they saw nothing. They were she was kind of hoping that she would see what she thought she saw the morning before to prove to everybody that she saw something. So that was her experience, basically. And she said it was big with reddish brown hair and really, really dark eyes, and much, much taller than any of the men at camp. So basically, she was out ice skating. Again, it's a situation where it's a child that's involved. And for some reason, these things are just very attracted to the sounds of children playing or, having fun. And just little kids in general. Do you think maybe children just look extra cute to them, kind of like puppies do to us?
Maybe they're just hungry and need a snack.
I mean, that's true, too.
Possibly. Well, kids do have snacks a lot, and they also could be a snack, but I'm saying,
That could be a snack.
No, I think they're probably curious as to our young goes.
That kind of sounds stalkish.
Stalkerish.
Like a stalker.
Stalkerish.
It's watching our ice skate. That's kind of
Well, maybe
creepy.
it's
And then
like,
it just
oh,
disappeared.
that's cool. Maybe it's like, wow,
I was like,
should
why
do
did I
that.
never try that?
Yeah.
Because he'd go through the ice probably. But I mean, if you think about it, like, puppies are smaller than us.
Yeah.
And they're cute.
They are so
And
cute.
so here you are, this big, hairy, I don't know, 7-8 foot big,
Big boy.
broad-shouldered thing who doesn't have to wear clothes, and you see this little mole rat looking thing.
Yeah, we
because
must
we're
look weird to
hairless.
them.
Yeah, we only have
Ew.
hair on our heads.
I bet we're gross.
And they look at us and it's like, oh my gosh, how cute is that?
Either that or they're like, ew.
They're so tiny because it's
Look
like,
at its skin.
I mean, to us, it's like, to them, it's like a little junior mini kind of compact
Yeah.
being.
Like,
I wonder if
oh,
it's
look,
just
it's a
cute.
tiny
Yeah,
mini.
like if it's a female, like, oh, I just want to be a mom,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's a thought.
Yeah.
Maybe they
Makes sense.
maybe they just think we're cute.
Maybe. You just want to eat us.
Oh, some of them do.
Yeah.
Those hormonal boys.
It is what it is.
They're dangerous of all like kinds.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, all breeds
Yeah.
and species of.
We have dangerous people. Why can't they have dangerous Bigfoot?
Oh, I'm sure they do. Just like any other, like anything else, like
Yeah.
people. We have good and bad.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
I think that's the same case. What do you think?
I don't. It hurts when I do that.
Same here. Feels different to someone blonde.
Or
I can't
like I
say
say
that
in
same
work,
thing.
I don't get paid to think. Does that work?
Yeah.
I don't
I'll
pay
do.
you at all.
I'll do, donkey. I'll do.
You don't get paid, so you can't say that. Anyway, so if you decide that you want to go hunt for the Mogollon Monster, you need to go to Arizona. And if you do, I want to know about it because I want to go to Arizona now.
Nah.
I do.
I'll stay home.
No, I want to go to the
I'll
Mogollon
look for Bigfoot
Mogollon
here.
Rim.
Bye. Have fun.
Mogollon Rim. Anybody want to go to the Mogollon? Anybody want to go to the Mogollon Rim? Because I do. Here's another thing that we did because we're stupid.
Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on.
Wait a
I'm nervous.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait.
It's okay. They don't know what I'm going to say.
Hit the brakes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean we're stupid?
You do it with me.
Well,
Is it whistling in the woods?
Let's just pump the brakes and think about the word stupid
Let's
for a minute.
not. Let's just talk.
Let's just pump the brakes on the word stupid.
I'm all about the talking.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm all about the talking. So,
right.
so we decided because we were working on some new equipment. So we decided to test out our new parabolic that John made. Awesome stuff.
Works really good.
It was super good.
They want something.
No. This was
No,
our old
no,
one.
no.
This wasn't our new one. It was right before he made the new one this week. Because I don't help him make this stuff. He does it himself. But anyway, so we decided that it would be a good idea since we can finally get out at night and there's no lockdown at, after 9 o'clock. So we decided we could finally go out. So there's a certain area. It's actually area number 1? Area 1. So we decided to go out there to a certain area to test out the parabolic a little bit and see what we could pick up because we've heard some interesting reports from some people who are locals. So we went out there and we went down this one road and we found this abandoned house. All this sounds really bad.
Very creepy.
I'm like just a bad
I'm
setup.
intrigued. I'm intrigued.
So we go to an old abandoned house on an old road where there's nothing resembling a streetlight in this area.
No.
Not even close. You're way the heck out. Way out, okay? So we decided to park there because we want to test out the parabolic. But let me tell you this. I discovered a whole new level of shit your pants afraid when I put on the new headphones we have to listen to the sounds that were coming in to the parabolic mic.
Yeah, all of a sudden you can hear things walking through the woods.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not talking leaves are blowing and rustling.
No.
We were talking footsteps like deer walking through the woods, and you can hear it.
Yes, you can. And not to mention, you can't see squat. Okay? When I say visibility is 0, I mean there's
you
nothing.
cannot see your hand
No.
in front of your face.
Not if you were sitting Not if you were outside of the car.
In the kitchen.
But then all of a sudden you hear that in the background.
Yeah, it's Bigfoot. He's here again. But you could see nothing. And all you could do is listen to what's coming through those headphones. And you hear the ch, 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 ch. And I swear to you, it sounded like it was getting closer. It sounded like something was walking up. And all I could imagine, all I could think about was, I don't know what direction it's coming from, A. And B, if something were to come running up, what the hell would I do? Like, all I would know was I would hear it coming up really quickly. Imagine hearing something running up at you and you not be able to see it.
All right, let's just do this for an example. Now, let's everybody play along. Okay, I'm going to play a sound. I want everybody to shut their eyes for a minute. Now, just play along.
Yes, shut your eyes.
Okay. Pretend you're in a wide open area. It's dark out, and you can't see anything. You can't even see a hand in front of your face. And so close your eyes and just listen. And that's all you can hear out of the parabolic.
Yes.
You
It worked
can't
too
see
good.
anything, nothing, but all you can hear
Oh my gosh.
is just something walking, and you don't know where it's coming from.
And it's different when you're sitting in your living room, but when you're in your car, and of course there's the old abandoned house that's like what, 20, 30 yards to the right.
I wouldn't even say that far, but yeah.
Probably not. It was over there
No
to the
more
right.
than 20 yards.
Okay, so I'm like, what are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with an animal?
Well,
Are we dealing with the Sasquatch?
the thing is I knew the direction it was coming from because I could see the dish.
I
So I
did
knew
not.
which way it was pointed.
Are we dealing with a ghost? We could have been dealing with any number of things.
Right.
And it sounded big. Even though I know it probably wasn't. It sounded so scary. I was like, okay. I kept telling him, I was like, okay, turn the lights on.
Yeah.
We got it on
1,
audio.
2, 3, Bigfoot.
Yeah, and what does he do?
Yeah, I went like this. 1, 2, 3, Bigfoot. Oh.
So when I'm like freaking out, I'm like, all I hear is this thing coming close. I'm like, turn the lights on. Turn
And meanwhile,
the lights
I'm trying to talk to her, and she
on.
just kept telling me to turn the
No, don't
lights on.
talk to me. When this is happening, don't speak to me. Turn on the lights.
Yeah.
Like, just turn the lights on. That's it. And he's just like, well, so, I think...
So, what are we going to do tomorrow?
Just like when I was speed walking out of the woods, and you're like, so let's just stop. No.
I like the wind.
He does this on purpose. He just hangs it out there because he likes to see me squirm. He knows it freaks me out. And I'm just like, okay, it's not the idea that it might be a Bigfoot. It's the idea that I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole... isn't that a weird area over there, though?
Well, that whole area in general is just got a whole bunch of you-know-what going on, and it's a whole bunch of bullshit going on out there, and I don't know what... Bigfoot, Dogman, ghosts... I mean...
It does. It's such a weird area.
Yeah.
It's just... It feels just weird. And like any of the other places we go, even Track Rock has its own kind of... has its area... it has its own vibe to it.
Yeah.
That is not... It's like an interesting vibe. And in fact, in that area too...
Yes, Darren.
One time,
Matt, we do have thermal, but
Yes.
sometimes it's just spur of the moment, and we just go. I don't think about bringing
thermal's
it.
okay, but I'm not sold on it.
You're limited to range as well
Yeah.
as far as thermal goes. But what we do have is we have a night vision dash cam, front and rear cameras going all the time. So
Yeah, and I think audio is where it's at as far as you actually having something and, trying to capture audio. With the camera on the car, I think is really genius because it's front and back. And a lot of reports of seeing cryptids of all kinds and shapes are
front
in a
or
car.
back?
Yeah, front or back.
well,
You
they
see
either
the
cross
front-
in front of you or they cross
Oh, I thought
behind you.
You either see the front or the back of it.
It's either before you pass it or after.
They're on the road, so a
Yeah.
lot of these reports are on the street.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, but yeah, I think as far as video, that's really good. Audio is a big one. I think that's the kicker, and we've had such weird things happen.
Yeah.
Remember that weird funky sound out when we went the day after it snowed? Remember when we went up that Forestry Service road? And there was that weird sound over in that tree, or near that tree. I don't know. We've had some weird stuff happen. There's that. And then when it sounded like the mountain was exploding. When it actually shook, the mountain itself shook that we were on.
I don't know. We've been out so many places that I don't remember.
But anyway, so there were some odd occurrences, just odd things we can't explain. But even having said that, this area 1, and I don't know why, but it's got this weird, it just has this funky energy. It's almost like I don't know, like almost
J-Run.
Almost like it's turned a little, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can put it. I don't know.
If I were to say how I felt about it, it feels when you go out into this one particular area that we go to, because there's so much stuff around that you can go, it's tainted with something, man.
Yeah.
It's just, you're constantly fight or flight.
Yeah, it's almost like if you had a flower bed of roses, but something was dead in it, and you smelled the slight stench of something over, even though the roses are so powerful. It's kind of like that.
Yes, Matt. Ominous feeling.
Ominous,
whatever.
Ominous feeling.
It's just like Mogollon.
It's ominous, but it's kind of like,
Yeah. It's this one area. I mean, I can only explain how I feel about it. It's like, should I be looking behind me, or should I be looking in front of me? Because it's just weird. It's just got that. It's a feeling I never felt when I was in Massachusetts. It was just, it's strange. Even the smell is different. I mean, even the air down here, air quality down here is way better than it was in Massachusetts. But it smells weird. It feels weird. It's
even the trees, like the growth there is way more different than other places.
I mean,
even the rocks, it's weird.
Maybe
it looks very foreign.
Maybe it's a little bit of empathy, but you touch things, it feels weird. You know what I mean? Yeah, everything is just different in this area. It's like, it's not that feeling. I don't know. It's just so hard to explain. So many feelings at once. It's like somebody's watching you. They're not. Should I look behind me or in front of me? It's
and we
weird.
haven't had the opportunity in this certain particular spot to get where we want to go yet.
Yeah.
But we are working on that.
I need four-wheel drive.
We do. I have such a strong feeling about this certain area, and I have for a good long time. It's been like even before we started to explore it, I just had a feeling.
Is this one stupid creek or river in front of me, and I can't get it through it with Squatch One?
No, we believe me.
We'll float down the river.
We almost have.
Yes.
Trust me. We won't go there. All my fault. But we almost did. Because I like to think the Squatch One can get anywhere. She cannot. And if you wonder what Squatch One is,
she can't.
She is a little Nissan Sentra.
Yeah, Matt. I don't know if it's... You can move that because I can hear it. I don't know if it's... I can't even explain it. The feeling like you really shouldn't be there. I don't get that feeling. But then again, I don't know if I do because it's just so many places, so many feelings all at once when you start getting into the... Even just driving down the road.
Okay, I'll give it to you this way. When you pull up to an old haunted house kind of home, you know how some houses just have like a an old haunted house feeling.
Yeah.
You know, it's that creep factor sort of, but it's like curiosity, but it's kind of like, you have this part of you that's this nagging feeling like maybe not, but something that keeps driving you anyway.
Right.
It's kind of like that. kind of just like there's just
It's got your attention. You just want to keep going.
And that you do, but there's this kind of overtone of like, how could someone, I don't know, like, I feel like if you lived out there, which people do, that you'd kind of pick up on it more. Maybe because I'm kind of pretty empathic anyway. And I mean, you have the tendency to be, I don't know, it's something weird. It just makes the back of your head kind of feel funny. And so I don't know.
Darren had an interesting question. He says, are there any cryptids in California? I'm going to say yes. So I'm actually looking
There are
up
cryptids in California.
some things right now.
Lucky you. We know for sure there are Bigfoot in California.
Oh, yeah.
Bigfoot is your big one, especially up
Giant
in the
salamander.
north. Really, a giant salamander as well.
Salamander in
Interesting.
California.
So yeah, you do have cryptids, and if you haven't looked into them yet, even there are some that are like,
But I'm looking. Just don't take that one answer that I gave you because there's a whole bunch of.
No, there are more. You should definitely look into it because cryptozoology itself is an extremely interesting subject. There are some devil monkeys in California.
Devil monkey is another word for Bigfoot.
Devil monkey is also, you know what? But they're not as big. They're little bitty devil monkeys in trees. They almost remind you of. Can I say the word?
Matt has already said it, so why not?
The Wagwachi.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say the flesh runner.
No. See, Darren, there is one cryptid we do not speak the name of.
All right, so there is. I'll give you the list of them. I'll read them off to you, Darren. So, the Lone Pine Mountain Devil, which looks kind of like a velociraptor.
It looks like the cross between a velociraptor and a Komodo dragon.
Yeah, there's a ghost deer.
That's not a cryptid, but hey, we'll take it. Ooh, Cadborosaurus.
I'm glad you pronounced that.
This Cadburysaurus. Yeah. Sounds delicious. He looks like he's a sea-dwelling monster.
Yeah, there's a Tahoe Tessie.
Now that looks like Barney's cousin.
What?
Tahoe Tessie.
Okay.
Tahoe Tessie is a, let's see. Let me see what this Tahoe Tessie is.
Look at this. Look at
Over 80 feet long.
Look at
the Fresno alien.
Yeah, the Dover demon and the Fresno alien.
But let me say the Tahoe Tessie is over 80 feet long. Which is also an aquatic. It's also an aquatic cryptid. The Fresno alien is, you guessed it, it's a gray.
The cactus cat.
Cactus cat. Now, what is it about the cactus cat that makes it a cryptid? Oh, it's a cowboy legend that perhaps. Yeah. Let's see. It's a little bit bigger than a typical cat. Well, that just doesn't sound scary at all, does it?
No.
It survived off a cactus. Ooh, we have the Hyam hog bear.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad she pronounced that one. It's the cross
between a hog and a bear, I'm assuming? These are interesting to see. Now, this is what I like doing.
It's a bear.
It's a bear that looks like a hog.
The bear takes its name from the Native American word for its home and for its preferred diet. The Hyam hog bear just loves pork.
Well, doesn't everybody? So he's just a bear that likes pork.
I hate pork.
Well, I mean, you love some bacon. So the hog bear just loves pork.
That doesn't count.
Well, he seems like he'd be quite a nice cryptid if you just gave him pork.
We'd be safe.
The Dark Watchers.
The Dark Watchers of California.
You got to do the whole thing. Ready? The Dark Watchers of California. That's good. So what are these Dark Watchers about?
In the remote, unspoiled region of Big Sur, strange beings stand guard. Over the years, many people have reported seeing impossible tall humanoid shapes standing along the ridge and peaks of the mountains.
That is creepy. I will not lie. That is extremely creepy. Let's see. They have spoken of, the Chumash Indians. So they're spoken of by the Chumash Indians and have been a subject of much poetry, art, and writing. Interesting.
We have Central American
wind tosser.
Not
wind, but win. WHIN. What the heck is wrong with this thing?
I don't know.
So basically, it's like if you cut a cat in half lengthwise,
another cat in half, and
from
another
bottom
cat
to
in
top,
half, and taken 3 pieces and made a triangle out of
together.
it.
You basically smash together a bunch of cats,
This thing
add a
has
weird
got
head, stretch
4,
it out,
8, 12
and you got a wind
legs.
tosser.
12 legs, and you make a triangle out of the damn thing, and put 4 legs on each side, and you get 12 legs and 1 head.
I wonder if it can just, if one part gets tired, if it could just flip to the other part.
I wonder if he's like Autobots transform and just switches to his other legs.
So let's see, what is this wind tosser about? Because this is the number 2 cryptid of California.
First mentioned in the Lumberjack tale, recounted in
creatures.
Fearsome Creatures of the Lumber Woods, the Central American wind tosser has been known to journey as far north as California. The cryptid is thought to live in packs and has a triangular body with a short tail. The most notable feature of the beast is its 10 legs.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah, no.
If it's
So somebody don't know how to count. Either it's me or them.
Oh, it's got to be them because it ain't you. That's very obviously.
4, 8, and then there's 2. That wouldn't make any sense. Why would they?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Anyways, I'm not going to try and figure it.
10
There
legs,
is 10
12,
legs there.
I mean, once you pass like 6, 8 legs, extra legs are just extra legs at that point.
I mean, so, and then the number 1 is Bigfoot, believe it or not.
Believe it or not. Like Ripley's. And of course,
If
we
you
all
wanna.
know about Bigfoot. And the most famous Bigfoot sighting is, of course, the amazing and wonderful
Yeah,
Patty.
I think you did, Darren.
We love Patty.
Yeah, and gave
She's
us an
so
idea
cute.
for the next show. I just forget what it was now.
What was that
I don't know.
jacker thing?
I don't. There's
I don't know
a
how much
cryptid in
we'll
here.
find.
There's a cryptid in here. Maybe that was it. I'm not sure. Hold on. No, I'm not. Definitely not the cactus cat. Not the alien.
Not the Fresno alien.
No.
Not the Barney looking
no,
thing.
it was probably the bear then.
No, the
either-
first one maybe.
Oh,
The Lone
yeah,
Pine
the
Mountain
Lone Pine
Devil.
Mountain Devil. Yeah, that might be a next
Wait,
one.
is that hairy or is it feathers?
I guess it's at your own
like a dinosaur.
discretion, but I would say that looks furry and not.
Looks like a furry
chicken
Komodo
lizard.
dragon.
Yeah,
Fish, not fish.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Chicken
Furry
lizard.
Komodo dragon
yeah,
chicken.
maybe.
It's interesting. Very interesting. Oh, I love finding out new cryptids. We're going to have to just go state by state.
Oh,
And just
that'd be
find
cool.
them
Well,
all.
I mean-
yeah.
The only one
Your little series.
we probably have to leave out is Bigfoot because, you find Bigfoot just about anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's different species. That's the one good thing about the show is there's so many different species of Bigfoot. We could talk about
we could talk about Bigfoot
forever.
for months.
And there are some different species of dogmen that we could talk about forever also.
And I know there are some little devil monkeys in California as well. I've seen this before too, and they're little tiny humanoid creatures, and they're mean. And some
Yeah.
people say they broke out. They're actually not far from where the Hollywood sign is,
Right.
And some people say they actually broke out of a lab and were experiments gone wrong. But you know how that goes.
They say that about every cryptid.
Yeah, like the thing. What is the thing over in Dawson Forest? We actually have a nuclear
SX-67.
SX-67. Interesting. Some scaly, weird, messed up thing.
So maybe we. This is really not much to talk about him.
No,
but
there's not.
I'll give you a quick little story about SX-67. Long time ago, back when your grandma and your grandpa were alive, there was a nuclear facility in the Dawson Forest in Dawsonville,
Yeah, Dawsonville.
Georgia. And what they would do is they were trying, supposedly, quote unquote, visualize rabbit ears. They were supposed to be creating a nuclear reactor for an airplane.
Yes.
So what they would do is they would take this nuclear reactor, open up the bay doors, expose it outside to see what would happen. And it would basically kill all the wildlife and the trees.
Yeah, and contaminate
and
it.
they'd turn the sky red. So anyways, they decided they were going to test it on animals. Didn't work so well. Then they decided to test it on humans.
Supposedly. And, yeah, they did.
So they exposed 2 humans to it, or 3.
I think it was 3.
One of them died almost immediately. All right, Shay, have a good night. My story's almost done, and
Bye,
we're almost
Shay.
out of here anyways. So, one of them died almost immediately. One lasted, I think, a week.
Yes.
And then the third guy continued to live.
And to regenerate?
Yeah, so what had happened is because of all the exposure to the radiation and all that, his skin started turning black and getting very, very thick, almost tire-like. And when I guess they went to do some testing or something on him, when they cut it off, his piece that was missing regenerated. So the story goes on, and he escaped. They tried to shoot him. They couldn't. The bullets, he would absorb the bullets. It really does sound like something out of Marvel or DC, but Men in Black were involved, came down, shut the place down, and they supposedly ended up trapping SX-67, which was his test subject name, in this old abandoned thing.
It was like a stone or brick with
concrete
a
or
door
something.
that came down.
So they flooded the entire thing,
Yes.
hoping to kill it. And there's another story that says he had actually escaped
In the 80s that he
80s.
was let out. The odd thing is there are flooded tunnels with laboratory equipment in them in the Dawson Forest.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It in fact does exist.
Yes,
and it is six, some of it's 5 to 6 levels down, they think.
Yeah, and it is guarded by military because it is still considered radioactive,
Yes.
and police. So don't even try and get in through the three different. It's fenced in by 3 different fences.
Yeah, but a lot of it's accessible. A lot of it you can go to, and they'll tell you it's not radioactive. But why is the military still?
Listen, I have a friend who guarded, and the only thing that he could tell me is if the military is still there, it is still radioactive.
Or what are they trying to keep?
What he could tell me was they're trying to keep people out from taking, because you can still make bombs and stuff with this stuff. It's that radioactive.
Yeah.
So that's what they're trying, supposedly. Now he may be lying to me, but supposedly that's why they're there.
Interesting. It's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Right here, not very far from us, guys. So that's really super cool. But I don't know how true that is. Yeah, don't we all though?
Yeah.
We have actually gone through there. We've driven in there a few times. It's pretty creepy.
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
All right, I think we're going to end it here for tonight. But if you guys have any stories or anything that you'd like for us to read on air, you can contact us at gacryptocrew@gmail.com. That's gacryptocrew@gmail.com. We even have Twitter, the Cryptid Files on Twitter. GA Crypto Crew on Instagram, Unexplained Paranormal Georgia on Facebook. You can go to Paranormal Buzz Radio. They'll get a hold of us also on Facebook. There's a whole bunch of different places you can get a hold of us.
Yeah,
and
please do, because we really
want to read stories.
That's like one of the things that is so important to us, is that we want to be able to tell your guys' stories too.
Right.
Or even if it's a story that you know of, or a story that's local to you, or someone you know.
Right.
Or, we want to hear these stories. We want to read them. We want to get them out there. And you can remain anonymous.
Yep, you don't have to.
No pressure, but we'd love to hear the stories. And also, one more thing is that next week I will be asking the question for the free merch. So if you want the chance to win a free
better stop boning up.
Yep, the Cryptid Files mug, just let me know. I'm going to ask the question next Saturday, the first person to comment on one of our previous shows, and by the way, it won't be something you can Google. You have to have listened to it. The first person to comment and chat the right answer will win a free The Cryptid Files mug to drink your wonderful coffee out of. Whether it's New England coffee or Sasquatch coffee. We don't care.
Right. All right. Anyways, until then, we will catch you guys next week. We're not really sure what we're going to talk about just yet, but until then...
Remember...
I don't remember.
Yes, absence of proof is not proof of absence. Good night, guys.
All right, good night.